Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bellenders, yes, mate. David Team Meehan, yes, bro. Only lost my fucking Instagram account. Absolutely devastated. Big up Saudi. Lost me Instagram account at 47k. Mass reported. So that's my new one, guys. Where we are? Where we are? Paul Venice, 3-2s. Fuck knows. I don't know how I lost it. It just said it'd been mass reported, certain comments and videos that I'd put up and my story being reported. So a lot of people must have reported it in order for to lose it. But hey, it is what it is. We dust ourselves off and we start again. There's my new account there. Gonna go at it, guys. Obviously, that's my pot. That's my go-to platform where I talk to everyone. You know, I always say, listen, if people want to reach out, then my Instagram's the way forward. You know, because I do talk to hundreds of people on there every single day. I spend an hour or two every single night going through messages. You know, the messages that I get on there are very fucking heartwarming and overwhelming, to be fair, because, you know, everyone knows that, you know, I'm a mental health survivor. You know, I'm a recovering addict. And I always say, listen, if anyone needs to reach out, if anyone needs to speak to me, you know, if anyone wants to know how I got clean, if anyone wants to know how I survive mental health on a daily basis, then go over to my Instagram, drop me a message, you know. And when I do start messaging strangers, you know, I quickly find out that me and this stranger, you know, have a lot in common when it comes to this. So, yeah, is what it is. Is what it is. A lot of things have been happening since I started having a back and forth with you know who. You know, even my YouTube, certain things are getting reported on YouTube. I've been losing TikTok accounts. You know, I lost a TikTok account at 30k. I've lost the Instagram account at 47k. But look, it is what it is. It is what it is. Stop bullying Decker Paul Mush. Right, the definition of a bully is someone who takes advantage of someone's vulnerability and takes advantage of someone weaker than them. Now, if you go back to who spoke about who first, who was targeting who first? Dr. Rackpool, who was targeting who first? He was mentioning me. He was targeting me over the Robbie fight. He must have made about 6 videos calling me out, calling me a liar, calling me a cheat, and then saying he wanted to fight me. He made about 6 or 7 videos to my one. So when I made the video back, I made it clear, I don't want to go back and forth with you. Please stop mentioning my name, because what comes with Decker's name is the people like the morons like Dr. Rackpool and Tank and all these other accounts. So I don't know who's messaged my wife and messaged my kids. I don't think it was Decker, and I would never blame anyone. But when they mention my name, that's what comes with their name. Decker is the dark side of fucking YouTube. We all know that. You know, when you speak about the dark side of YouTube, Decker falls hand in hand with that. You know, so yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I didn't blame Decker. I blame Decker for promoting it. He's still on YouTube calling me a liar, saying I'm lying about my wife and kids getting messaged. He's saying that I'm trying to portray the victim. That is called an enabler. He's enabling the messages that I'm getting. He's calling me a liar. He is a dirty rat bastard. That's exactly what he is. I never blamed Decker at all. You know, I said he's inciting it. So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm blaming him. And what? Your man's not going to fight me. He's a shithouse. He's threatening to kneecap people. He's threatening to put axes in the back of people's heads because he's frightened. Scaredy pants. That's what he is. Different game in the football, your family. But that's it, mate. That's it. That was the only reason I started the back and forth, because of my family. But hey, here's what it is. Here's what it is. I see it for what it is now. It's just fun and games. It's back and forth, fun and games. It's nothing serious. Because when I did try and be serious and say, let's fight, let's do this, let's do that, he starts threatening to kneecap me, put an axe in my head. He's threatening to doorstep people. You know, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I was just calling for a fight. That's all I was doing. I never threatened to go anyone's house. I did threaten to go to his town. That's it. So yeah, all I did was call for a fight. Now he's threatening to doorstep people. He's threatening to put axes in back of people's heads, and he's threatening to kneecap people. All I did was call for a fight. That was it. That's all I wanted. I didn't want anything else. You know, now I see it for what it is. You know, I'd have no need to target him. I'll have fun with it. I'll have a little bit of a laugh with it. You know, I don't need to get personal. If he's took that personal, my eating video, he got to see that for what it is. It was a fucking joke, just having a laugh. The man's snorting and eating like a pig. It's the only reason I did it. I thought it was funny, nothing else. You know, obviously he took it really personal, started flying off the lid. Don't listen to Decker and Enablers. I don't, mate. Listen, I don't. One thing I've developed, see, I have come back and forth on YouTube. I've come off it, I've come on it, I've come off it, I've come off on it. And that's probably down to this, you know, because I couldn't handle the trolls, or, you know, I was being weak-minded at the time. Probably, yeah. I wasn't mentally strong to be listening to comments of hate, and yeah, I wasn't ready to be listening to that type of stuff. Now I am. I'm perfectly fine with it. You know, you can say what you want, you can do what you want. Hey, listen, if you want to find it in your poisonous mind to talk about my wife and kids, then so be it. You can do it. It is what it is. You know, I just know that there's not a man on this planet I was allowed to say anything about my wife and kids, you know, face to face. But YouTube and social media is different. So yeah, insanity. Yeah, insanity is doing the same things and expecting different results. Hence the reason why I'm back, and I'm going to do things differently. Now, listen, I will have fun with the trolls. I will have fun with Decker. I will have fun with certain things. You know, at the end of the day, they do big numbers. It's fun and games. I'm not even asked. You know, at the end of the day, I'm torn between monetizing my YouTube and not. You know, I have applied for it. Fuck it, I'm going to apply for it. But it is what it is. JCB boys, what's that about, Paul? I have no fucking clue, mate. People are jumping on the bandwagon about the JCB boys. It is what it is. You know, nothing to say on the matter, to be fair. Fair play to Paul, respect. Thank you, mates. Need to be a beard tutorial fan, hard to shape man like yours. Well, since I've been getting called the chin on YouTube, what I've been doing is I've been blending my sides in and keeping that bit long, so my chin looks bigger. Look. Oh, it's the chin and the chinettes. But still bullying Decker. No one's family should be brought into this. Yeah, but people like yourself, Dr. Rackpool, who enable Decker, it's your fault. You're to blame for these type of messages and this type of trolling, because you're that thick. There's nothing between your head. You think it's all a laugh and a joke, but when people's wives and kids are getting mentioned and getting talked about, and then people are calling you a liar and you're having to put the messages up, and you're supporting that. You're supporting that, Dr. Rackpool. That's why I'll never have any time for people like yourself. Definitely not. Chintastic, my friend. Get up. Get up. Yeah, so that's why I grow my beard like that, just to make my chin look a bit bigger. It's all fun and games, isn't it? I'm aware I've got a big chin. I believe my chin is one of the reasons why I'm unbelievable at taking a shot. If you go and watch my fight, I get it a lot. I do. I get it a lot. My best ability was getting it. I was fucking good at it. I never panicked. I never got budged, you know, and I was fucking good at getting punched. And when someone punched me once or twice, I used to land man. And that's how my fight used to end. Never been dropped ever, Davey Lee. You know that, mate. Never been dropped. Never, ever, ever been dropped. Listen, mate, I've been hit with hammers, I've been hit with bats, I've been hit with all sorts, and I've never been rocked, I've never been dropped, I've never hit my knees. Never, ever, ever. Chin onions, chinettes. What do you make of Test 400, Paul? My opinion, mate, like I said, I'm not an expert on PEDs, I'm not an expert on steroids, but I think Test 400 is far too much. I think there's too much squashed into a bottle. I think Test 250 is about as high as I'll go. Dildo Dave, what do you think of that? I think Dave's doing a fucking awesome job. Big up, Dave. Hi, Paul. I'm just up the road in Borough. Been through the rehabs and just finished my last one. I'm in fighting. I'm not a fighting man, but it's good to see you mention every now and again about recovery. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, mate. Hey, listen, I'll be in recovery for the rest of my life. Today, I'm a grateful addict. Today, I am a grateful addict. You know, but just for today. Some days I'm not. You know, some days, you know, I'm not a grateful addict. Some days I find being an addict is fucking really hard. But today, I'm grateful, and yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, at the end of the day, it's to be stuck in active addiction is the worst place I could ever be. Being a grateful addict will always make me, it'll keep denial at bay. You know, the moment I forget where I've come from, the moment I start to realize that, you know, the moment I start to think that I'm better, that I'm not an addict, you know, that's when I get complacent. That's when denial starts to swoop in, you know, and there's a good possibility of me using, you know, but I've got to stay vigilant. I'll stay consistent, you know, and I'll stay obsessed with staying clean, obsessed with staying fit, obsessed with staying clean. You know, I can't go wrong with that shit. Active addiction is ruthless. It is, mate. It is. Active addiction is very, very humble. Very, very, yeah, it's horrible. Cesspit, always, mate. Always. Listen, I do my best to stay humble. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I put my faith in God and it keeps me humble every day. You know, I'm able to put my faith in God. My humbleness keeps me less selfish. You know, when I'm able to stay humble, I put other people before my own needs. You know, because when I don't do the doing, when I don't do the suggested things, which is, you know, reaching out, praying, you know, doing all the stuff that I need to stay humble and clean, you know, I become a selfish prick, and a bit of a narcissist, where I start worrying about what I don't have instead of focusing on what I do have. You know, I start becoming a selfish cunt. You know, I forget that I've got a family and kids. You know, I become impatient, intolerant, you know, agitated, full of anxiety. You know, all that stuff comes with all that not being humble. Tell us about your tattoos, please. Where was that comment there? So my tattoos, this is my family portrait. So I've got my wife and my kids on my arm up there. I've got my little girl, autism, and a fighting picture. And I have my life, my power, my strength on my arm. And the reason I got my life, my power, my strength is because the reason why I fought, the reason why I got myself into fighting was to change my life, change the whole structure of the way I was living, you know. And the reason why I did it was to make a better life for my family. And I've got my hand wrap. You know, when you used to wrap your hands for fights, that's what that is. And I put Dreamer on there because that's what used to happen to him when I used to land that. Used to go into Dreamland. What the hell is ref people train? Do you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you about this training crack. So there was a guy that reached out to me. He wanted me to share his GoFundMe page. Now, when I looked into the GoFundMe page, I found that, you know, he couldn't prove why he wanted me to share it. So I didn't share it, but he bought some trainers off me. And because I wouldn't share his GoFundMe page, he turned on me and tried to expose me. You know, he sent shit to living in London and this, that, the other. But it was my own fault because now when I do sell my trainers, I always put where you have to sign for them. And he said he didn't receive the trainers, and then he tried to expose me. And it was 130 quid. Fucking hell. I earn double that every day. You know, I work my ass off every single day. I earn double 130 per. You know, I sent him a pair of trainers for 130 quid. A pair of TNs. You know, he said he never got them, but he did. My own fault. My own fault. If you're one of my followers and you really think that I would rob someone of £130 a pair of trainers, you obviously don't know me too well. You know, I have thousands and thousands of pounds worth of trainers. You know, I'm a collector. You know, I don't sell to make money. You know, I sell to buy more. You know, if I look at a pair of trainers and they aren't climbing the ladder, you know, they're not exclusive and they're not going up in price, then I'll sell them. I'll sell them for what I bought them. You know, I don't wear them. I don't wear these trainers. You know, I have a select few pairs of trainers that I wear. You know, all the rest I put away. You know, if you follow me, you'll know what my TN collection is like. You know, my TN collection is second to none. It's fucking unbelievable. You know, no one's got a TN collection like Mr. Venice. I'm telling you now. New chairs finally similar to Masonic pedo symbol, the blue swirl. Did you realise that, Paul? I didn't realise that, no, mate. But it is a mental health symbol. That's what it's for. Paul does test cream workers and drugs injections. No, definitely not. Paul pinch Decker's trainers when you. I wouldn't fucking dare. I've seen the trainers he wears. That's your addictive personality, Paul. Yeah. Listen, I have a lot of addictives, a lot of obsessions and addictive traits that fall in some other things. You know. I like my Rolexes, I like my watches, I like my gold, and I like my trainers. Now, I don't have the type of money to have an obsessive nature around Rolexes and gold like I used to when I used to fight. No, I'd have a fight, I'd go on order and I'd buy a watch. I still have a couple of watches put away, you know, for a rainy day. But mainly trainers now. I honestly, I can't. I'm sick with it, mate. You ever gamble? Yeah. I've been a gambling addict, mate. I've been a bad gambling addict. GA, Gamblers Anonymous. I've attended once or twice, but I do work a program around most of my addictions now. Terry Tez, I give a fuck about trainers, mate. Me. If you could not tell by the way I'm talking about them, clown. Who do you reckon the hardest man in the UK? You're up there, surely. I wouldn't class myself up there, mate. At the end of the day, I think there's no such thing. There's no such thing as the hardest man in the UK. There's no such thing as the hardest man in any town. I think there's a lot of hard men in a lot of towns, you know, that probably have the ability to beat each and every person. So, yeah. New Balance is a new addiction for trainers. Do you know what? I used to like the New Balance runners. They were very comfortable. Everyone has a pair of New Balance in jail. Everyone. Always someone harder than the next. 100%. 100%. See, on them streets, yeah, it's a true saying. There's always someone bigger and harder around the corner. That's fact. He always is. But in gyms and as a professional fighter, you know, in any type of professional game, bare knuckle, white collar, fucking K1, Muay Thai, it doesn't matter who the hardest is. Your record means fuck all. Your record means nout. Your reputation means nout. If you're a fighter and you're a professional fighter, a prize fighter, you'll get in there and you'll swap shots with anyone. Win, lose or draw, you'll leave it all on the line. Simple as that. That's why I don't believe there's a hardest man in any town. No, because all these Muay Thai and K1 and MMA lads, even all the boxing lads, they usually keep themselves to themselves. You know, they're not on them streets running around fucking smashing people's heads in because they're too busy in the gym. They're too busy focusing on their craft. They're too busy focusing on the 6 to 8 week camp to fight for a belt or to fight for the biggest payday. The streets are full of shit, man. It's just not real. They're absolute fucking, it's a fantasy land. You know, living on them streets trying to be the biggest and baddest in the world is just fucking stupid. It is literally a fantasy world. You know, now these days, mate, no one cares how hard you are. No one gives a shit how good you are at fighting on them streets. Because these days now, the most gamest and the most people with the biggest reputation, and usually about 9 stone ring and wet, running around with a roll of fucking kitchen knives in the waist. You know, these are the most dangerous people that these days now. And trust me, I've had my run-ins with them. That's why, you want to know something? I'm not afraid to say the reason why I wound my neck in is because I can't deal with these lads no more. You know, when I was running around trying to be the biggest and baddest, I used them. You know, I built a reputation up of being a fighter. You know, I did a lot of naughty stuff with just my fists. You know, where these days now you won't get away with that. You will not get away with that. I've had run-ins with lads who weigh fucking 10 stone. You know, jumped out of bus stops and hit me with hammers while I've had my kids. 10 stone ring and wet. Tried to stab me while I've had my kids, man. You know, these are the people that you need to watch out for. One of the reasons why I think, do you know what? Them streets are not for me no more. Because, you know, you're constantly looking over your shoulder, you're constantly watching your back, and someone's going to stick a knife in it without a shadow of a doubt. You know, I don't believe, even years ago when lads were known for carrying knives, they wouldn't have stabbed anyone in the back. They'll have approached you face to face and stuck it in your fucking gut. Or they'll have pulled the knife out and said, right, I'm going to kill you. You know, now these days, mate, they're waiting in bushes, sniffing 8 ball, sat in bushes for a few days, waiting for you. You know, this is the type of people that you're dealing with now on them streets. It's too dangerous for me. You know, I've got a wife and kids now. You know, I've done enough on them streets and put my life in danger and put my kids and my wife at danger at times. You know, very fucking selfish. Very, 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 very selfish. One of the reasons why I made that video, you know, people are jumping all over. You've been threatened. You're frightened of this. You're frightened of that. It's not the case. It's not the case. It really isn't. You know, I respect both parties. I see what's going on, and I want to exclude myself from that because I will never, ever, ever put my wife and kids in danger because of my actions. Don't get me wrong. If we want to fight, then yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem. You know, I'll fight and shake hands at the end. I'm pretty cool with that. You know, I'll do that as long as there's no comebacks afterwards, as long as there's no one going to get stabbed or hammered or people's doors aren't going to get shot off. I'm perfectly fine with that. But 9 times out of 10, this is the type of shit that's going to happen. So, yeah. The doc, if you keep going on with your shitty, negative, stupid comments, because you are a clown, mate, you're going to get removed from this comment. And you're going to get removed from the comment section. Either keep it respectful or you're going to be gone. You big, smelly, baldy twat. So, yeah. What Shane had. Shane was a dangerous man. Shane Taylor was an extremely dangerous man. Paul Venice, you're going to watch the Tommy versus Lawrence. I'll be sporting Tommy all day long. I fucking know Tommy knocks that lad out. I really does. That Smithy's a proper gobshite. Proper big dopey gobshite. I've seen his stuff though. The man can have half a fight. I think Tommy would be too much for him. 100% Tommy would be too much for him. If you can do any job in his career, what Paul would you have chosen? If I could do any job, I would go back and talk about addiction and mental health. I'd love to be a mental health and an addiction worker. You know, I'd love to help go into prisons. I'd love to try and help people. You know, especially around the mental health and the addiction stuff. And I'd love to, you know, I've even thought about going back to college and, you know, trying to do some type of studying around mental health and try and get a bit of a, you know, a background or, you know, a professional background around mental health and stuff like that. But yeah. Right. You smelly bastard, you're gone. Bye-bye, Doc. That's how much I'm trying to make a name of your name. You're a smelly, dirty man. That's all you are. Those ones probably what you have. I can't understand. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Listen, I know that I feel like I've won the lottery when I sit in this front room and my daughters and my son are all home from school and college and work, and I sit with these kids and I look at them and I think, and they call me dad. You know, dad is a special name. It's an extremely special name. You know, and I take it proudly today. You know, there's been times in the past where I've took that name for granted. You know, I've abused my situation as a father and a husband, and I've took the piss. You know, that'll never happen again. You know, I'm the richest man alive. I've got everything I need, everything. Hence the reason why I'm very, very grateful. Because, you know, when I look at this family that I've got, this gorgeous little wonderful family that I've got, I've come so close to losing it. I've come so close to losing these families, to losing this family. You know, and for the grace of God, I'm here. You know, I'm able to cuddle my kids and kiss them every single night. You know, sleeping beside a beautiful, gorgeous woman every single night. Like, what more can a man want? And I mean every word I say, 100%, 100%. You know, I've been run by greed. I've been run by reputation. I've been run by pride many times. You know, and what comes with all that is the devil's work, man. That's all it comes with it. You know, when you're run by greed, pride, reputation, ego, you're heading for a fall, man. You're heading for a big fall. 100%. You know, trust me, I've lived it. You know, I've gone through the prison system. You know, I've had all the money in the world for whatever I've been doing and whatever I've been up to. You know, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work out. Your peace is worth double that. You know, I sit here now with a lot of peace and a lot of gratitude in my heart, and it's worth more than its weight in gold. You know, I'd rather be where I am now to be a millionaire, fucking risking going to prison. No, all the lads that I know who've got fucking millions in the bank through committing crime are all sat in jail doing fucking 20, 30 years. You know, I'd much rather be out here skint, sat with my wife and kids, than being there with a millionaire. 100%. Kuma, there's me best pal there. Michael Kuma, my best pal. One of my best man at my wedding. I was best man at his wedding. Paul Venice, why did you turn on me when your brother's friend? You're my brother's friend. Why? Terry Tez, what are you talking about? Do I know you, mate? I know who you are, you little fucking slink. I've never turned on you. I don't even know who you are properly. You've spoke to me a few times. You've messaged me a few times. See, this is what, do you know what it is, right? When people message you and you don't message back too quickly, they start to turn on you. You know, I make it clear when you message me, it can take me a few weeks to get back to you. You know, there's been a few messages where they've messaged me. By the time I've got to the messages start positive, then they've got question marks, then they start calling me an ignorant bastard, then they start calling me a fake, and that's how this works. You know, I'll always put myself out there to talk to anyone. You know, I'll always try and carry a message to the best of my ability. I'll always talk to you about mental health. I'll tell you exactly how I got clean. I'll tell you exactly what keeps me honest, open-hearted, humble. I'll share all my stuff. I don't mind talking about my vulnerabilities and my insecurities on here or anywhere for that fact. You know, but in messages as well, I'll always do my best to get back to people. But people like Terry Tez, you know, who you can't answer quick enough, turn on you within a few days because you haven't answered the messages straight away. Terry Tez, I don't owe you a thing. You want what I have. I don't want what you've got. So if you think that I've got issues with you, you couldn't be more wrong. It's you with the issue with me. I don't even know you. I don't even know you exist. You were the one who messaged me. I never messaged you. I don't owe you a thing. You know, if anyone reaches out to me, it's because they can relate to what I've got. They want what I've got. They want to know what my secret is. They want to know how I got clean. They want to know, you know, how I survive mental health, how I stay clean. You, Terry Tez, have got no patience. You've got no mannerism. There's nothing between your brain, mate. You know, for you to be able to turn on me for no reason whatsoever and then claim that I've turned on you, you're backward, pal. You're backward. You're just a closed-minded fool, you know, who hasn't got no patience or tolerance to wait his turn till I get to him. So it's not my fault, Terry Tez. Now, if you want to message me and we can discuss this in private, by all means, you'll have to wait until I get to you, and then we can discuss this. Not a problem, you know. And if you want to apologise for your actions, mate, you will be forgiven. Not a problem, because I've been where you are. You know, I've been that person who's judgmental, who you know, who thinks the world owes him a favour. I've been that type of person before. I know what it's like, you know, to be a self-centered, selfish prick. I know what it's like, Terry Tez. So if you want to get at me and message me, that's not a problem. Not a problem. We can discuss this in private, brother. He does message back, patient. He has a life behind YouTube, and he does. This is an own free time. Don't forget. Thank you, mate. YouTube, no, thank you, mate. I appreciate that, mate. Thanks for backing me up there, mate. Because anyone will tell you, if you've messaged me and you've waited and I've got to you, you'll have my full divided attention. That's not a problem. I messaged you with a picture of my autistic daughter, not the needy that I wanted to reply. I just wanted to share it with you. There's some fools in this world. Just ignore them, pal. Did I message you back? I think I did. I think I've seen the message. I think I did anyway. Well, I've lost my old Instagram account now, guys, so I won't be able to answer any messages. I've just shared my new one. I shared my new one at the beginning of the video. I'll do it again. So if anyone feels the need, they want to message me, drop us a follow. Drop us a message. That's my new one there, guys. Drop us a message. I swear you'd be a great support writer, a little bit writing, and then you go with the life skills as you've been. Yeah. Do you know what? One of the reasons someone asked me what if I could choose a job or a profession, what would I do? You know, I loved the fighting. I really did. I enjoyed the fighting, but it was all I was good at. It was all I was good at. You know, I did it because I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but you know, if I had another profession, I probably wouldn't have fought. You know, if I had a decent background, a decent education, you know, something to fall back on, then I probably wouldn't have took the fighting as serious as I did. You know, I've probably just done it training and whatever. But you know, and I do enjoy my job now. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a PT level 3. I do enjoy that. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I do enjoy it. You messaged my mate back about his son. You're a good guy, Paul. Keep it up. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that, Robert. Your positivity is contagious. Thank you, brother. Who was your toughest opponent? My toughest opponent, I don't know. See, some of the fights that I've had are not on YouTube. You know, I fought a guy called Alan Drain from Scotland, and fucking hell, what a fight that was. The guy, he was probably the only guy I've ever landed cleanly, and he just nodded at me. Shot. I thought, oh God, he's got a head like cement. David Lee, drop us a message, brother. Yeah, so there was a guy called Alan Drain I fought. There was a guy I fought in Western Supermare for the English title who was a fucking hard cunt. But the one on YouTube he's called Cal Hewitt. He was about 6'8", big hard cunt. And the reason why I always look at that opponent as being my hardest is because I'd never been so frightened to fight someone. I was fucking petrified. You know, the nerves were through the roof. My heart was pounding. You know, every ounce of me wanted to bail out the building. But I stayed and I fought and I beat him. I knocked him out in the second round. You messaged me straight back, refunded my ticket money for the spar with Danny. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. If you're not desperate, Terry, he's a PT. Pay the man if you want his undivided attention. Yeah. 355 watching Venner, that's what we like. I know, yeah, but it's big, doing decent numbers. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. You know, without you guys, I'm sat here talking to myself. You know, so I do appreciate each and every person, even the haters. You know, you're in here watching. Even if you're not supporting, you're still watching. You know, but this message goes out to all the supporters. You know, everyone who's taken the time to comment. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Just wondering what your fight record was. Watched all your fights. So I had 32 K1 fights, and I'd won all 32. I was number 2 in the British rankings. The guy who was number 1 I'd beat, which was Lucas Probiak, who was a fucking monster of a man, beast of a man, still fighting today. They call him the goat of the bare knuckle. He's a fucking monster. Big support for Lucas Probiak. Lovely man. Yeah. Paul SK1, Paul Pal, you not sick of that dirty wrong and trying to target your family while thousands of miles away? Yeah, I am, mate. I am. I don't think he's personally targeting my family, but he's enabling it, isn't he? You know, he's coming on his YouTube channel, kicking off, saying he's going to kneecap me and do this and do that, when in hindsight, really, he's going to do fuck all. You know, and he's calling me a liar. He's saying I'm trying to portray the victim status, you know, by talking about my wife and kids getting messaged, you know, my wife and kids getting threatened with rape and murder and shit like that, you know, like as if I would lie about that. Why did you stop fighting, Paul? So I stopped fighting because I got an email off Glory K1. Glory K1 got in touch, you know, and that was the big organization. That was the organization I was targeting. You know, that was what was probably going to make me a millionaire, providing I could win on them type of shows. And I believed in myself, you know. Now, I'm not saying I could beat Badahari and Gokhan Saki and all this shite. You know, I wasn't. But I was training hard, and I was a fighter, and I was a professional athlete. So I would have fought him any day of the week. Now, I'm not saying I would have done well against him, but I would have died trying. You know, Glory K1 did message me. They emailed me, you know, asked me about my record, asked me what I would want to, if I would be interested in signing with him. I said, yeah. And yes, Tanny asked me if I'd be interested in signing with him, and they knocked me back. I sent them all my details. They'd done a fucking check on me, and I had a lifetime firearms ban, and I'd only been out of jail for about 5 years. So they said, look, we can't touch you. You need to have a clean slate for 10 years, which I'm only 10-year clean slate now, you know. So they knocked me back, and yeah, I got fucking extremely disheartened around it, and I had about 2 or 3 more fights, and then I quit. I just stopped. I stopped fighting. You know, I was really disheartened, and I felt like I'd accomplished everything on a British level anyway. You know, I'd won the ISK, the WSK, the ICO European, the ICO World. I won everything on a British level that I could possibly win. So I didn't see anything else, any other fucking, didn't see any other direction than that. So I fucking stopped. I stopped. DC is an inspiration. Mate, he's an inspiration to me as well. You know, when I see Danny's one of the reasons why I'm back on YouTube. You know, I see the way he handles stuff. You know, I see the way he's come back full of recovery, handling himself well, doing absolutely amazing. You know, he's one of the. It's what gave me the strength to come back. You know, the strength to be able to take everything on the chin what comes my way. You know, and just deal with it. You know, we have the ability to work a program around anything. You know, it's life on life's terms. We build a bridge to a normal living. It is what it is. Would be a beast in the BKFC. Yeah, yeah. Danny, big love, my brother. Big love. I've tried to ring you, Dan, but I know you're busy, mate, and I know you're working hard, mate, so just drop us a message when you're free, mate. It's about my Instagram, Dan. I've lost my fucking Instagram. I've followed you, mate, on a new one, Paul Venice 222. I've followed you, brother. Fucking, you need to share it for me. Lost me fucking Instagram, mate. Devastated, but it is what it is. So, Paul, watch it. Yeah. Danny's another legend. Yeah, Danny's a legend, man. I thought you FFM. Nah, I'm not blocked you, mate. Done. Yeah, good job, mate, because I was fucking about to kick right off, Danny. I was definitely coming to car out the flat pack you, son. If you went share it. Yes, Danny boy. Board you like a yeah. Danny likes to warm me up sometimes. Calls me a dosher in my comment section every now and again. He's all nicey, and then when he's in a funny mood, he likes to comment on my videos, and it's all bad. It's all banter. It's all love. Big love to Danny, man. He's doing amazing. Doing absolutely amazing. I can't wait till he fucking fights next month. Do the business. I think Danny goes all the way in the bare knuckle, if I'm being honest. I don't see a man at his weight beating him. Not at all. Not at all. It's how you met him and got on. That's it. That's it. James Khan, thank you, mate. Would you have patience to teach on 11 years old with ADHD? Of course I would, mate. Yeah, of course I would. Of course I would. I'd have the patience. Yeah, definitely, mate. 100%. Yeah, no one's beating Danny at his weight, mate. I totally agree. Totally agree. Right, guys. Really appreciate all the numbers. Really appreciate everyone who took the time to comment. Really appreciate people watching and commenting. Yeah. Big love, guys. I'll try and go live tomorrow. I'll be going live on here as much as I can anyway. Take care, guys. God bless.